Yeah, man. I think like the next topic that is something I want to speak on, man. About our brother Kevin Samuel. May he rest in peace. Another sad situation that's recently happened in the media, whatnot. I'm sure a lot of people kind of know who he is or has heard some of his topics that he would speak on. Real controversial guy. But I'm gonna be honest with you. I think he had a lot of great points as well. I've seen even a lot of females agree on a lot of topics that he spoke on, or whatnot. And the thing that I kind of want to touch on first before we kind of go into some of his topics is it was kind of disappointing to me to see so many people like happy or relishing in this man's death. You know what I'm saying? Like, this man passed away, in the fashion that he did or whatnot. I don't think the autopsy came back just yet, but I know they said it was a cardiac arrest or whatnot. That's what they, assumed initially. But I seen so many people on social media like, making jokes and things of that nature and talking about like, this, kind of chiming in on the topics that he spoke on. And like, dude, this dude, he dead, man. It ain't like he ain't in the hospital from a car accident or something to where he can read y'all comments and comment back and forth with you guys and have a rebuttal. He just he gone, man. This dude got a daughter, a mother. People that seen this stuff on social media, and it was almost like disgusting to me, man. In my opinion, I don't know if y'all saw some of the stuff that was being said.
Yeah, man. I believe that anybody's death should be kind of like, I think that when people die, I'm sorry, people die that haven't committed a violent, heinous act. Let's say that. But even those people, they have loved ones, right? And I think that we always have to respect the family. Even if that person didn't respect the family, whatever acts they did, right? But with this person, with Kevin, I don't think he did anything bad except spoke his mind. Right, wrong, or indifferent, that was his opinion. And everybody has one.
That's it.
Everybody has one, man.
That's it.
You know,
I totally agree.
if everybody has opinions themselves. Some people think that the lace front wigs look good, right?
Facts.
Right? But I'm like, I hate them. Then now, when I die, all the lace front wigs people are going to say, "Oh, he's a hater." I don't know.
Right.
So I don't know, man. I just think that we can't please everybody, and I think that he got it right. He got it right, man. He wasn't trying to please everybody. He was just being him, right, wrong, or indifferent. This is me.
I think kind of like what we was talking about earlier. He was one of those guys. He didn't give a damn about being open minded. He was like, "This is my standard. This is what it should be.
Yeah.
This is what it is. Period. Point blank." And once again, the new open minded society, the new way, is like that's like they can't get with it because it's too much like right in my opinion.
Correct.
Like I said, I agree with probably at least 60% of the stuff the guy said at least.
You have it.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of the stuff was for shock value, but I understood what he was trying to say. And once again, like you said, it was his opinion, and we all got one.
Yeah. Zach, my boy.
I'm gonna touch on something both of y'all said, and I don't want to feel like I keep rehashing over the same topics or perspectives that I've already spoke about. But you spoke about, people rejoicing in death, and that it should never be that way if they haven't done anything bad or something like that. Even if they done something bad, like I think it all goes back to us being insensitized or
Yeah.
dehumanized because you're not able to empathize with the death of that person. Like anybody who could speak bad about that, no matter who they were, wasn't able to step outside themselves or outside their feelings for what he said and think about what his mom is feeling right now. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
What his
Forgot
daughter's
that he
feeling.
was a human being.
Yeah, they forgot he was human because of his message. But I also touching on the topic that you just talked about, was thinking the same thing, that he was the complete opposite of being open-minded. We talked about certain things that we need to work on in society, and it's in trying to figure out how to verbalize it correctly, but it's I think in many aspects that we can take a lot from him. I probably agree with more about what he said, but his delivery was always off.
The delivery.
Yeah,
No
delivery
doubt.
was off. But
It was shock value. Yeah, I mean,
the
he's a
message
smart
was
guy. I
there.
think
Yeah.
I think he did that like on purpose. In my
I
opinion.
agree.
Yeah, I think where he lost people at was where he started to insult people, right? And so, I mean, calling a person 5'4", 220.
Look here.
He calling him Emmitt
Look
Smith
here,
and
look
all.
here.
You're running back.
Y'all are gonna hate me. But we have become far too soft as a society.
Agreed.
You
No
know what I'm
doubt
saying?
about it.
Like
Agreed.
far
No
too
doubt about it.
soft. The man said what he thought in that moment, and half of us laughed because
We know who had some truth to it.
we knew it had some truth
It's
to
funny.
It was
At
what
the
our
end of the
older
day-
uncles and some of our dads would have said, 20, 30 years ago.
Exactly. And it's like, that's what I feel like we got to get back to, is not being soft, taking whatever constructive criticism there is and being able to roll with it. Like, y'all see how skinny I am. This been all my life, bro. You don't think I've been called skeleton? Like, I'm not out here, like, feeling bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Like, at some point, you got to be comfortable with who you are, what skin you have, and keep it pushing. Like, that's just the softness that we've, gotten into. But at the end of the day, I feel like that what he was doing, or the messages he was putting out, is how a lot more of us need to communicate. Like, hold each other accountable.
It was straightforward, like accountability. Because this the trip part about it, Zach, not to cut you off. They said 3 to maybe 5 years before he started getting on the women, he was like hard, like cold-blooded towards the guys on what we needed to do and how we needed to get better. And they said he didn't really have a big following. They said it was like he was, on social media, he was on YouTube, but the following wasn't really there. When he kind of like during the pandemic, when he kind of switched it and started talking about, the sisters and saying what they needed to do and blah, 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 that's when it grew. And I told somebody this, I said, the trip part about it, most women that I've talked to, they either mostly disagree with him or they totally disagree with him. But when you would look at the numbers, they said like he would have sometimes upwards of 1 million people like tune in to view his shows. I'm almost sure less than 200,000 of that million was guys.
Yeah.
So if you got probably 800,000 or more women chiming in, and then they said he interviewed over 1,000 women as for, calling in for advice between the ages of 21 to say 45. So if they call, number one, most of the viewers are women. Most of the people that's calling in are women, and all of these women calling in to get advice. It's like you want it, but you don't want it. So it's kind of like for him, he was like, I'm not gonna cartel it to how you want me to say it. I'm gonna tell you straight up, like Zach said. I'm not gonna be, scared to tell you what I feel, what I see. I'm gonna hold you accountable, and that's like a cardinal sin in this society, being open minded and you be, what I'm saying, like totally honest with somebody, hold them accountable. Oh
Listen,
man.
I think that he has said a lot of things that we've thought,
To Zach's point,
a
yeah.
lot of things that we thought.
We just, a lot of us, we've gotten to the point where we're kind of scared to say it.
Scared to
because
say
of
it,
the fact that we don't want to be deemed, judgmental or you this or you that.
Yeah.
I mean, men or women, like I said, we, once again, trying to be fair to the women, we have our stuff too that a woman can say. And like to Zach's point, if it doesn't really affect me, I can let it,
Yeah.
brush it off. It ain't all right, cool. I take accountability. Okay, I am that. Or if you're talking about men in general, yeah, there are some men that's this way, which you speak of, but I'm not that. So I'm not gonna argue with you and say you're wrong.
Yeah.
You're right about a certain sector of guys in society.
Yeah.
Period.
I mean, I picture myself as a high value man, and
a lot of things that he
Hey
says.
man, you know you're supposed to.
Hey
know what I'm
man,
saying?
you know,
Hey,
it is what it is. You know, my guy, it is what it is. So, but I think the more comfortable that I've gotten with who I am, right, has been easier for me to express what I'm willing to accept and won't accept. Right, I just wasn't
Standard.
as harsh. Again, it was the delivery that people couldn't respect and or accept. Right, because it hurt their feelings. It hurt their little feelings, man.
I agree with.
Let's be honest.
I still think it goes back to how soft we become.
Soft.
Like at the end of the day, this is just an example, and I talk about holding each other accountable. We sit here a lot and we talk about women and what's going on, but at the same time, we've all built a relationship. This man Sean has called me out about something. I have not gotten mad about him. I'm not about to be like, yeah, like, nah, bro. You like, I'm be like, you're right. I got to do better about that. Period. And I'm gonna do my earnest
Oh.
to make it be better at that.
About you being late?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
how'd you know, man?
Yeah. But it's like, yeah,
'Cause
being
I-
late or not communicating with him when I'm not gonna make it somewhere. But like, that's my boy. At the same, he knows me. Like, okay,
Yeah.
if Zach don't show up,
Right.
he had something going on. But I got to do better about that.
Right.
And at the end of the day, I got to be self-aware.
You're
So
right.
before he ever told me that, I already knew. It was
And
something,
and,
you
and
know
that
what I'm saying?
that be my point. Like I said, if you know somebody don't necessarily, they're not being malicious. Most of the things that, like, if y'all told me something about myself, 9 times out of 10 I knew it before you said
Exactly.
it. Most of us just don't want to hear it
Yeah.
because it's like being held accountable is like you're doing, like you're against me. Like, no, man. Like, let's be real. Do you not know this about yourself?
Yeah.
Most of us do, but we don't want to admit it.
You know what? To your point, you know, even at work, you know, I show up to my team meetings late, right? And because I'm running from meeting to meeting, right?
Yeah.
And they know this, so they were like, oh, yeah, Ray's gonna be he'll be late. You know what I'm saying? He'll be late about 2 or 3 minutes. So I started to show up early to the meetings. And so I said, every meeting I said, let the record show I'm on time. To let them know that I heard,
Right.
that I know y'all didn't tell me as a collective, but somebody told me that that's what the joke is. Oh, Ray gonna be late for this meeting. Don't worry about it.
And to that point, I think if we can do that to kind of like, you know, just kind of close off on the topic about Kevin and what he was trying to, you know, get across to, you know, the masses, you know, the women in general. But as a man, what I took from it was when you have somebody that's passionate about what they see and he's trying to do it for the betterment of not just one gender, but because the man and the woman, we both can benefit from what a lot of stuff he was saying if you really listen. You know, a lot of stuff he was saying, he was talking about keeping families together as well, not necessarily just the man benefiting from what he was trying to, you know, construe, you know, to the ladies, getting the ladies' head. We gotta pretty much, you know, do what you do in your meetings. Take accountability and just grow. And that's what I think, like, ultimately, like, his legacy gonna be. We may not get it today, but in the next couple of years, you're gonna have a lot of people, including women, be like, that's gonna acknowledge that this guy actually had some good points. We just didn't want to hear it, you know, when he was around.
Nah, I agree with that. Just as a final couple points, I think another reason women were so upset by what he said and by his whole brand was because they've been on a winning streak. Like, for years now, they've had a lot of men on these platforms advocating for them, bashing men. I'm not going to call any names. Some of these people have fell off now, but they were doing nothing but bashing other men and using that to uplift or gain women following. And for once, we had somebody come along who didn't just say, thank you, who just didn't say what women wanted to hear, but actively told them what men see from their perspective. Yeah. And that was hard for women to look in the mirror. At the end of the day, whatever message he put out, whatever women walk away from it, whatever men walk away from it with, I think women, hopefully, regardless of the message, you walk away with understanding that you got to reflect and hold yourself accountable. When he's sitting out there talking about you're not worthy of a high-value man, You got to go home and look in the mirror and say, why am I not worthy of it? What do I need to do to be better? And if you're a man and you don't deem yourself as being high value, you got to figure out what I got to do to become
Absolutely.
high value.
Get to that level, yeah.
I mean, you know, and I think that if you can't hold yourself accountable, you got to find you a friend that's going to hold you accountable. Everybody in your corner
Accountability partner.
can't be yes man. Everybody in your corner is definitely going to have to tell you when you done some bull crap, right? Say, you know, damn, bro, you know, that was wrong, you know. First thing should be wrong, and then let's discuss it, right? Because maybe we both been through the same thing, right? But I think that both men and women have to have those people that's not always going to agree. They'll respect what you're saying, although they may not agree with it, right? I'm sure that I have plenty of friends that don't agree with me, right? And I'm okay with that, right? But they listen and they don't judge me. And that's what I love about them, right? And so I will continue to be open and honest, right? Because I'm still growing, but I want them to hold me accountable. And then even if they don't agree, let's have a conversation about it.
Man, that's real, man. Just, you know, once again, rest in peace to Kevin Samuel, man. And I hope, you know, a lot of people, you know, when you look back on a lot of the stuff that he posted and, you know, a lot of the conversations he had, you know, just kind of, you know, take more good from it than bad because, you know, he had a lot of great points. You know what I'm saying? He had a lot of points that was like they said, some craziness, some foolishness, but it was more meat than bones, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? You gotta always, you know, spit the bones out. And he
Pause.
had, you know, he had
Pause. Pause.
Hey, this guy.
That was pause worthy.
but overall, man, like I said, rest in peace to the guy, man. And you know, we will end the show on a good note, man. And we always like to end on, you know, just giving some good nuggets before we leave. And once again, my mind for the day is, you know, stay prayed up and keep a clear mind. And if you're gonna have an open mind to, you know, knowing, you know what I'm saying, God, putting God first, and just always be willing to, you know, hold yourself accountable.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep mine simple this time. Keep your heart, 3 Stacks. Keep your heart. At the end of the day, man, we got to keep our heart. We got to stay human, and we really got to be able to see the human in other people.
Yeah, you know, damn, positiveness, right? I think it's always, you know, it's always a hard thing to see through that fog and always try to, you know, find something positive to like say. But, you know, I would always say surround yourself with people who care, period, right? That they're willing to check on you, that genuinely care. Like, we don't talk every day. We don't talk often, you know? But I'm sure if I needed something, I can call you and you say, Ray, I got you, you know? And so you need people like you in our corner. I mean, me and Sean don't hang, right? But I know if I need something, if I need to just blow something off, but you need these type of people, right, in your corner. So try to surround yourself with people who are trying to do something positive, trying to speak words of affirmation into you, trying to create a way just to live life and to enjoy it, right? Because we all are here for a short moment. It's just the impact, right? One of my favorite quotes is, what you do in life, right, echoes in eternity. For anybody that ever has seen The Gladiator knows that. I got it.
I totally agree with that.
Right here, right? So make sure whatever you do, however you leave this earth, that it's going to echo in a positive light once you're gone.
Facts. All right, everybody. Once again, this was Let's Really Talk About It, episode 2. Peace.
Peace.